I'm not a fan of big games anymore. AAA games have become boring, repetitive, and I barely am able to complete them. That's why in this series, we're sticking to good games, other games, sometimes AAA, but we're committing to them. We're not leaving until we finish them. We'll figure out if this problem's with me or with games in general. First up is 2023 game Dredge. Spoilers ahead. The story is what really got me to complete this game. You play this unnamed fisherman who, on his way to a new job, crashes his boat. That crash comes close to an island called Greater Marrow, where you're greeted by the mayor, who gives you an understanding of the game mechanics such as fishing and inventory management, but he also warns you about the day-night cycle and the terrors of sailing at night.
Is that a ghost boat? Oh shit.
He introduces you to the fishmonger, who buys the fish you catch, and a shipwright who repairs and upgrades your boat. You also get acquainted with the lighthouse keeper, who seems to know you and is hostile towards you for some reason. You explore Little Marrow, the island opposite, where there's a trader who buys any loot that you catch. You also meet the collector, who serves as the main quest giver of the game on Blackstone Isle. The collector is this shady dude who tasks you with finding a relic in a nearby sunken ship. And that's it. The whole map is yours to explore. You start here at the Marrows, and you're supposed to go to Gale Cliffs, Stellar Basin, Twisted Strand, and then finally Devil's Spine. It's not what I did, obviously. I immediately went to endgame areas and regretted it right away.
Those two birds. What the fuck is going on? Let's get the hell out of here. What the hell is that? Is that gonna eat me?
Following the main thread though, you get that something is amiss. Everyone you meet is either weird or broken in some way. Everyone's grieving a loss. It took me a while, but I eventually found the relic the collector wanted. It was a key. You return back to the collector, who rewards you but doesn't really tell you why you're finding these relics, and he sends you off on the next part you have to explore, which is Gale Cliffs. There, you meet the residents, quest, and eventually get to the second relic, a music box. You head back to the collector, get your reward, and then he sends you off to Stellar Basin to find the ring. Followed by Twisted Strand, to do the same and find the necklace. Before finally arriving at Devil's Spine. This is where the game gets super Lovecraftian. For the final relic, you do a quest for a fanatic at a ruined temple, preaching the end of times. You eventually get the relic, but things start to click. You're definitely not who you seem to be. But that's it. 5 areas, 5 artifacts. But first, some context about all these places that you're exploring. While you're exploring, you're constantly finding these messages in bottles floating in the ocean. These bottles have letters describing a newlywed couple, a fisherman and his wife on their honeymoon. By the end of the game, you've collected enough messages and met enough people with side quests to understand that this is the story of the two coming across a book that they dredged from the ocean. The book is a nod to Lovecraft icons such as the Necronomicon, but essentially it grants cosmic horror powers and magic and shit, the same book held by the collector. But is also evil and wants to bring about the end of the world. The wife, who the fisherman adores, dies on the trip, and the fisherman is set on resurrecting her using the book. The only caveat is, while it will resurrect the wife, it will also bring about the end of the world. And after returning the items to the collector, you figure out that the collector is a figment of your imagination. In fact, you're the same person sort of a split personality kind of situation. At this point, the game warns you, in not so many words, that there are multiple endings. My version ended up with the fisherman going to the spot where his wife died, throwing away the artifacts and completing the ritual, successfully resurrecting his wife. Followed swiftly by the emergence of a great cosmic beast. And as you find out, that beast eventually destroys the world. I assume that's the bad ending, but that's pretty much the story as it relates to me. Dredge is a great game. It is by no means hard. It is just really engaging and interesting. It places exploration at its core, and there's enough mini-games and challenges that it never gets repetitive. You keep upgrading your boat, picking up abilities that make the game easier. Exploration, though, is its gem. Its story is told through quests called pursuits, and there's a whole cast of characters that fill you in about the world and its condition, helping you piece exactly who you are and what went on in this strange world. The environments themselves tell the story, with abandoned touristic towns, deserted villages. Everything is just absolutely gorgeous. There are some frustrations though. I kept busting my engine when using a speed ability. It was just so easy to do. I didn't understand why the game made it that way. Nevertheless, the story was beautiful, and I got caught by surprise by the split personality revelation. I also loved its tragic conclusion. The end really moved me. The guy really loved his wife. I'm a fan of Lovecraft, so there's bias there, of course. This could very well be a narrative missed by other players, as almost all side quests are optionals. I'm sure I've missed a few key things myself, but that's the point of a good game. You play it the way you want.